Hey everyone, it's Ryan Mitchell from Evolution Fitness Centre here. Welcome to part 3 of our How to Fix Your Back series. Last week I went over good mornings and showed you how to perform them and told you why they're such a good exercise for building up lower back strength and preventing injuries. This week I'm going to go over my favourite exercise, and that's the deadlift. Now, I'm going to show you how to perform a deadlift properly, but last year I did a video on how to set up for a deadlift and how to perform one. And I can't really say much better than that, so I'm going to roll into that video straight away. But firstly, I want to tell you why I think you should do deadlifts. You don't necessarily have to do the barbell deadlift that I show in this video. You can do a variation where it's using a dumbbell or kettlebells. Just the movement of bending over and picking something up with correct form and building up your strength over time. It's going to build, obviously, your strength in your lower back, and it's going to reduce your risk and susceptibility to risk of lower back injury. Someone who can deadlift 100 kilos is going to have a stronger back than someone who can deadlift 50 kilos. Likewise, someone who can deadlift 200 kilos is going to have a stronger back and, in my opinion, be less likely to injuring their lower back than the 100 kilo deadlifter. I know from personal experience, when I was younger, I had a whole lot of lower back related hamstring injuries. I think I've torn my hamstring about 17 times, just on the left leg that is. And a lot of that had to do with my lower back strength and also my hamstring and quad imbalance. But back then my deadlift was about 80 to 100 kilos. My deadlift's now at 300 kilos. I very rarely get back injuries. So I want to share that with you today because I think it's a wonderful exercise. You still need to not include it in your program, particularly if you have back problems. So enjoy the video and I'll see you soon. It's crucial you get the deadlift set up right. A lot of people injure themselves because they're in the incorrect starting position, or it just makes the exercise a waste of time. So we're going to spend a bit of time getting this set up right. I'm going to show you a deadlift right now. Just want you to note my setup. Now, without going into the details of the actual lift now, we'll do that in another video. The setup's really important. You notice that I've got my shins nice and close to the bar, feet shoulder width stance apart, my toes are pointing forward. My first movement before getting down to the bar was hips back. I want to push my bum back far, and I want to try and keep, if I can, looking up, my head up and looking up, and not looking at the bar. If you need to look at the bar to get your grip right, fine. But if you can help it, keep looking up. You want to get down to the bar. The reason we want to keep the hips back is so that the knees don't come forward over your toes. It's impossible to perform an effective deadlift like this. It's also really ineffective and very dangerous to take this rounded position. So this is head down, bum up position. It's not what we want to do. We want to keep the head up. It's called arching the back, where you push your bum out like this. And we get nice and tight down here. Just one point on grip. I take an alternate grip. You can use this grip if you like. It's up to you. We want to get nice and close to the bar. Open up the shoulders. Really tighten the abs. Never start the lift without tightening your abs. A deep breath. It's like being a coiled spring at the bottom. You want to tighten up, push your bum back, get close, nice and close to the bar, abs tight, everything's tight before you start the lift. Shoulders are over the bar. It's really important you get that set up right and you perfect that before you actually start doing the deadlift. Now, when performing the deadlift, there are 3 things you need to do throughout the entire movement. One is keep your abs tight. They've got to be really tight. Don't suck in your stomach. Push out, brace as if someone's going to punch you in the stomach. That's what keeping your abs tight really means. 2, you have to keep your chest and your head up. Keep looking up throughout the entire movement. Your body will follow your head. If you're looking down, you'll hunch over and you'll do your back. If you keep looking up, you'll keep a nice, tight arch in your back. Number 3, keep the bar in contact with your shins and your thighs all the way through the movement. That will make sure that you're moving in the correct plane. I take a nice tight setup like we discussed in the first video. I kept my abs tight, I kept looking up, and the bar kept in contact with my legs the entire time. It's so important you do that. The plane of the movement is up and back. Keep looking up. Rock back onto your heels. The bar touches your shins. Take a deep breath. You drag up your shins, and once you get to your knees, back. Your hips and your knees lock out, they straighten out at the same time. Most important that you keep that in mind. Just one thing with your grip, I take an alternate grip. I find that it helps when the weight gets heavy and I get tired. You can take a double overhand grip if you like, but I recommend an alternate grip. I just want to add one final point on lower back problems and getting down to the bar. If you're having trouble getting down to the bar without rounding out like this, it's all in your hips. You may have tight hip flexors. To get down to the bar, keep looking up and keep pushing your hips back. It's all in the hips. Keep pushing your hips back, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. That's the safest way to get down. You may even have to set the bar up higher to begin with and then gradually work it down. But the hips back, is how you get down to the bar effectively and safely without hurting your back. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, with the deadlift, don't go and treat it like a bodybuilding exercise and do rep after rep after rep. Particularly with the barbell deadlift, I'd restrict your repetitions to 5 to maximum 8. You can start light and do more repetitions if you want to learn the exercise, but I think the best way to do deadlifts is to go heavy and do no more than 5. If you really have back issues, I would keep it to 3 to 5 and work on building up the strength levels in the exercise rather than building up the number of repetitions that you can do. So keep your reps low, do multiple sets with enough rest in between, build up your strength incrementally over time, and I reckon that your back strength will go through the roof and the number of injuries you have with your lower back will go down through the floor. So guys, if you want any help, obviously come and see me. I'm happy to speak to you about your deadlift, happy to show you how to deadlift properly. Shoot me an email, ryan@evolutionfitnesscentre.com.au. Stay tuned, next week I've got more in the How to Fix Your Back series, and I'll see you there.